Thank you, Mr. Speaker. American freedmen, those persons who have at least one ancestor that was enslaved in the United States of America, who was emancipated in 1863 by way of the Emancipation Proclamation, or 1865 by the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, and have been despoiled their rights as citizens due to the badges, incidents, and vestiges of slavery. It is crucial to include the study of lineage-based reparations as the determining factor for eligibility within the community. It is important to note that the current version of the bill does not align with the principles of reparations and raises constitutional concerns under sections of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Furthermore, the lack of support from prominent grassroots reparations organizations in New York, as well as the absence of public support, is evident and will further divide the community. Additionally, this bill does not properly address the intended recipients of the bill, which is the community of eligibility, specifically the American freedmen, descendants of persons enslaved in America. The bill fails to recognize the unique history and suffering of this specific group who have endured slavery, racial discrimination, and various forms of oppression for over 400 years in the United States. The foundation of the bill, as stated in paragraph 1, is flawed and unconstitutional. It acknowledges the injustice of slavery and discrimination against people of African descent, but does not accurately identify the targeted group. The vague and inaccurate identification of the affected population in the bill leads to the inclusion of individuals who do not share the same historical experience of slavery and its aftermath. The topic of reparations is a complex and sensitive issue, aiming to address historical injustices and provide redress for the descendants of those who suffered. However, it is crucial to approach this matter with fairness and a focus on rectifying specific harms endured by the affected communities. As discussions continue, it is essential to advocate for lineage-based reparations to ensure justice and equity for American freedmen who are direct descendants of enslaved individuals in the United States. Reparations should be targeted towards those who directly experienced harm and their descendants due to slavery and its enduring effects. American freedmen, as descendants of individuals who were enslaved, have a unique historical connection to the institution of slavery. They have inherited the consequences of centuries of oppression, discrimination, and economic disadvantage. Lineage-based reparations acknowledge this specific harm and aim to address it in a targeted and just manner. One of the central tenets of our Constitution is the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, which ensures equal treatment under the law. By studying lineage-based reparations, we align with constitutional principles, offering redress to those who have suffered from the historical injustices without discriminating against or excluding any racial or ethnic group. Reparations should focus on providing meaningful and impactful measures that address the systemic disadvantages faced by American freedmen by directing resources towards education, healthcare, economic opportunities, and community development. Lineage-based reparations can help break the cycle of intergenerational poverty and provide a foundation for upward mobility. Such targeted assistance acknowledges Such targeted assistance acknowledges the historical and ongoing struggles faced by this community and seeks to rectify them. While it is essential to recognize the shared experiences of diverse communities, while it is essential to recognize the shared experiences of diverse communities, a broad approach could inadvertently divert resources and attention away from those who have borne the direct consequences of slavery and its aftermath. While it is essential to recognize the shared experiences of diverse communities, a broad approach could inadvertently divert resources and attention away from those who have borne the direct consequences of slavery and its aftermath. By focusing on the study of lineage-based reparations for American freedmen, we ensure that those who have suffered the most receive the necessary support and acknowledgement that they deserve. Receive the necessary support and acknowledgement that they deserve. In the pursuit of justice and equity, it is crucial to advocate for the study of lineage-based reparations, ensuring that the harms endured by American freedmen are specifically addressed by upholding constitutional principles, providing effective reparative measures, and preserving the integrity of the reparations process. We can lay the foundation for healing, unity, and a more equitable society. Let us work together to rectify historical injustices and forge a future that embraces justice, equality, and the dignity of all individuals. A rushed reparations bill for the sake of signing a bill is doing an injustice to everyone who has suffered due to the hundreds of years of slavery. A rushed reparations bill for the sake of signing a bill is doing an injustice to everyone who has suffered due to the hundreds of years of slavery. We must get this right. I am strongly suggesting that we include the study of lineage-based reparations to this bill. We take some time to review and get it right. We do not participate in a process that continues to ignore the history, the pain, and the suffrage of enslaved Americans and ensure its integrity and effectiveness. And until that is done, I cannot, in good conscience, I cannot rush a bill. I cannot do an injustice for those and allow others to bear the pain, to bear the consequence, the fruits of those who have suffered. Do I want equity? Absolutely. Do I recognize the persecution of a people within the Americas? Yes, I do. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about reparations for an enslaved people who were robbed, beaten, raped. They don't have a flag to wave and go back to another country. Their history stops at a certain point where they can't even trace it. At some point, they didn't even have records of death. That happened here in America. And we want to deny just a targeted focus on a study that potentially repairs this damage? So if I come